Hey Aries, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. We have the Creator, the Sword, the Venom, the Flame, the Orphan, and the Womb. Aries. I feel like there's somebody who you are drawn to that I don't know if they I feel like there's an idea here of a trigger, right? Like the orphan and the venom is just this idea of like abandonment and you know, like nastiness. And you know, either you're in that energy or you're dealing with somebody who's in that energy. Take it how it resonates, because it always resonates differently for everyone. But I feel like the idea here is that, you know, you're drawn to something that, you know, gives you a sense of security, and yet you feel like what you're drawn to may very well bring your issues to light, or bring this other person's issues to light. Like there's fights. I just feel like there's fights. Like there's a fight against something that should otherwise be safe, right? Like this shouldn't have to be a battle. And whatever it is, it feels like there's a little bit of a battle. And wanting to, you know, cut away with the confusion so that you can create, I think, what it is that you're drawn to, what it is that you... I'm trying to think of like an analogy for this, you know, like, I don't know, like maybe like you ate at a bad restaurant and you got sick, and then like it's a chain restaurant and they're privately owned. So one chain is going to have a very different experience than another chain, but they're all under the same name. And somebody's like, oh, let's go to this restaurant. And you're like, no way in hell. I had a terrible experience there. It was awful. I don't want to do it. And yet this is like the #1 ranked restaurant in the town. You know what I mean? Like, but like in another town. I don't know. But like, does that make sense? It's just kind of like this idea of feeling really triggered by something that left a nasty taste in your mouth because it triggers an experience that you had before. Okay, Aries. Let's pull some cards for y'all, see what else we get. Hope everyone's doing well. Okay, Aries. The Strength, the 7 of Cups, and the Lovers. Yeah, I mean, like, so if you were in a relationship and it was a really bad relationship, and you know, like maybe there's somebody else who you feel safer with, but like there's something about it that just like you feel, I don't know, like wary of the experience of it, and you know, like concerned with the fact that it might just bring lack. You know, or somebody feels that way about you and they're like, I don't know, you know, like, yeah, there are all these great reviews and yeah, there's all of this, but like in the end, like what will my experience be with that, right? And I kind of want to say like your experience is whatever you create it to be, right? Like you are the one who's in charge of creating your experiences. You know, like it's how you see things. You know, we don't always have the choice about, you know, like how we react to how, like what we experience, but we do have a choice as to how we react. And I kind of want to say, you know, just in terms of, you know, like creating our own realities. If I exist in a reality where I say, okay, you know, I'm accepting, you know, like kindness, I'm accepting, you know, growth, I'm accepting sincerity, you know, then instead of saying I'm not accepting this, I'm not accepting that, I'm not accepting this, it's like the universe doesn't hear that you're not accepting it, it just hears acceptance and the thing. And it's like, okay, so when you change your rhetoric, when you change your dialogue, when you change the story, and you say, okay, well, I want this, this, and this, then you find that that's exactly what you get, right? Like if you speak nasty out into the world, nasty comes back at you. And so it's just kind of like that cause and effect. I feel like there's a cause and effect here, and you're having to find the strength to move past the cause, the negative cause, to find the good cause to get the positive effect. It just feels sorry, Aries, I don't know, it's just what's coming through. The Emperor. Yeah, it's your decision. Like, you're the one who decides how you want the story to go. Okay, Aries. The Six of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles with the Emperor. Yeah, because I feel like when you look back over this experience, whether it's with a group of people, a single person, you know, or maybe, you know, another person, and then you're considering a different person, take it how it resonates, you know, but it's just kind of this idea of like, when you look back over everything, you feel a little bit confused. Who was in charge of the story? Like, why was that experience the way that it was? And I kind of want to say that ultimately you decide that, I want to say like, well, this time I'm in control of it. This time I'm the one who's going to create this story. You know, in the Ace of Pentacles, I love this card because it's kind of the idea of like, don't be upset by a small new beginning, because sometimes the best things start out in the smallest of ways. And so I just want to say like take heart, take charge, and do and be the creator of your own experience. Be the creator of your story. Because if you're writing the story according to the cliff notes of this bad experience, then you're going to recreate a bad experience. I just want to say, like, scrap the old story and start a new one. And don't be upset that it's not like that it doesn't come with all of these, you know, like grandiose beginnings. Because when you think about the idea of longevity, right? Longevity occurs because of regular maintenance, preventative care, right? Not because of one really big grand purchase. And I feel like there's an idea here, Aries, that you had an idea of like a grand beginning, a grand purpose, a grand whatever. And it's almost like the grandeur resulted in a lot of negativity. And I kind of want to say it's because other people were writing a story and it wasn't your story. You were the master of your own destiny. Aries, okay. I think I'll make that the title. What else can we get for Aries? One card. The Five of Wands. Yeah, I do. You know, Aries, I feel like there's an idea here of like, if you get a lot of people involved in something, like, then you get competition involved. You get, it becomes like convoluted. I feel like there was this idea of like some grand design that became so convoluted that it was like not even worth it. And so the idea here is that like you have to make a decision to like cut away with the confusion, cut away with the like the grandeur of something, like stop involving everybody else in writing your story. You know, like, yes, there's a great time to like collaborate and do all of those things, but if it's something that's important to you, that's very specific to you, then there's no need to involve all of these other people, right? because it's yours, not theirs. And if you have people who are jealous or like anything like that, and they're involved in it, then it's just going to create a lot of nasty. And I feel like there's an idea here that there was a lot of nasty created around something that was like, there was a grand idea, a grand gesture, a grand, like sweeping thing, but there was no care. There was no, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, oh, I did this big thing, and there's like, and then the rest of it was just like nothing. And I feel like, I just want to say, you write the story. If you're the main character in the story, then don't let the minor characters perform on your behalf. That's what that feels like, Okay, Aries. And that's like whether it's a relationship, whether it's, like a professional endeavor, like you don't go into an interview and bring all of your friends along with you. You know what I mean? Like your references are an afterthought. Like, that's after I've had a conversation with you and after I know that you're somebody who I would want to work with, then I'll take your references, right? But you don't step up with and I kind of want to say, like, I mean, so the river came out, but I kind of want to say there's an idea here of things are shifting, things are moving. And you're trying to find which direction you want to go. And I almost want to say you want to take all of the things along with you. Like if you're moving, say you're downsizing, right? Like, I had an apartment and now I'm in a rig. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, so you got to sell your furniture, you got to get rid of your clothes, like you got to downsize, right? Because you're going in a different direction. There's a part of your life where you're like, okay, I'm downsizing and I've got to go in a different direction. Like, you can't bring everything with you. And I feel like there's an idea here, Aries, that you want to like bring everything with you. You want to say, well, if I'm going to do this, then you have to take this, 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 and this. And I don't know, job interviews have just like been an example lately, but it's like, if you have 2 applicants and one of them says, okay, like, yes, I'm here for this job, I'm dedicated, I will show up on time, I will do this. And you have another person who interviews and they're like, well, I've got, this going on and I've got this going on and I could maybe be here for this point in time. You're going to go with the person who's there, right? Not the person who's like over here and like accessible on occasion. And I feel like the idea ultimately is that like you wanted something that you were like, I'll be accessible to this on occasion. But they went in a direction that was like, okay, well, that's fine, but I'm gonna this is my direction. So I want to be with people who are going in this direction too, right? Which makes sense. And you could be on either side of the story, take it how it resonates. But I feel like if you want to go in this direction, you have to let go of all of these other things. But I want to say that it's like the other things are already, like, they've already let go of you. That's why you're trying to let go of them, right? I don't know. Take it how it resonates. Leave the baggage behind. Don't let other people write the story for you. Figure out what it is that you love, that you're passionate about, what your goals are, and move in that direction. And don't be afraid to let go of the negative narratives of other people, because that's their baggage, not yours. Okay, Aries, I hope this resonates. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.